And hello.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. So I was gonna say we're on time for us, but we're not even on time for us, for late for us. But part of that was my fault because you all were here before me. But I made an executive decision too late that I was going to go ahead and change my clothes into workout clothes because I'm gonna do yoga after we get done here. And I had a dress on earlier, only because I didn't wash all my clothes, and so I had dresses left in my closet. So that's where I was at with that. But anyway, I decided to change clothes, and I made a matcha latte.
Oh man, I would kill for one of those now. All right, I wouldn't kill, but I would love one of those now. But I settled for a beer and some water.
They're really good.
I know. I gotta make my own. I gotta start making my own and stop going.
That's the cool part about me having a coffee shop right here. Like I have my own. So here's the deal with the building. I'm just making a hub of all the things I want that are right here.
Oh my
so it's
God.
like I want healthy food options. I'm opening a cafe.
Pretty smart.
Or narcissistic.
That's why I want to move
I don't
to
know
where you are. Well, no, it's only narcissistic. I feel if it's like downplaying others in a sense.
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I like the build up.
Yeah, you're not that type. You're a like, hey, I'm sharing this with you. That's not narcissistic. Like,
okay, yeah. Well, Amber says actually that I'm the opposite of narcissistic. She said I'm too much of a people pleaser. And the hilarious part about that is I consider myself a recovering people pleaser. So if she calls me a people pleaser now,
oh snap, she doesn't know.
I'm
in recovery from people pleasing. I'm in recovery.
So I am too. Yeah, I am too. Actually, Amber just doesn't realize it. She doesn't realize that it was way worse than this.
Yeah.
Well,
now I'm just a people carer.
I am not in recovery for people pleasing. I'm
you
probably
please better now. Good job.
I people piss off.
You're just got like a hard edge on you. You're like a Sour Patch Kid.
We can like learn from you though, Sean. I feel like there's stuff that you have that we can learn from to subtract ourselves from this, so we can you can help us with our addiction.
Yeah.
To what?
People please. Oh shit. People pleasing. People pleasing. That's
addiction.
hard. That's hard to deal with.
Yeah, I'm really, really the opposite because I'm not interested in pleasing anybody.
He's like, I'm the opposite. I don't like people. I don't want to make them happy. Forget people. I
like animals.
What'd you say?
I said I like animals.
Never mind.
And I'm an animal person. All right.
Got you.
All right, we are 3 minutes in, and we've already fallen off a cliff.
Look, we're starting something. I think it's pretty dope that we brought up this whole people pleasing thing.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's good. I think that there is a healthy level. I think I don't know that I would ever want to be the person that doesn't care about people. I know that I don't even think that's possible. But not for me anyway. But are you pretending to fall asleep, Sean?
No, his neck started singing.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, see,
I'm stretching my neck.
Rude.
These guys that got nice ones, they gotta,
I know you love me. I know.
So cute.
See, that's why I wish I could edit.
I know you love me. I know.
I can't edit anything. This is the reason I have people do it because. Yeah, and here's the sad part. I probably could if I wanted to.
You probably could if you wanted to, yeah. I think you could if you wanted to, but I think you look at it. Well, let me know. Do you feel like you look at it and you're like, nope.
I feel like my brain only has so much room in it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that episode of SpongeBob where sometimes I feel like I have to throw everything out just to learn anything new. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to do that. So
at least you're honest about it.
Yeah. I just I look at it and say, is this worth is this worth my time? And not that if it's something you either love or leads you in the right path or whatever, but I think it's fine. But for me, it's do I want to edit on a regular basis? Is this something that's going to make me happy, or would I rather pay somebody to do it and help them out? that's the path that I chose. So why are you making your face like that?
I'll tell you. 1 second.
Okay. I don't even know what to do with any of y'all.
What do you mean?
Either
you love
Ian's.
us.
I do.
Sean,
I wish I want another scoop of matcha. I always forget I make mine with extra matcha. I made it the way that I would make it for somebody else, and I wanted more matcha. Oh, mad. He's muted.
What?
He's muted on purpose.
He's probably doing that. Are you fixing your audio, Sean?
No, I think he's trying to make us read his lips. Is that a game?
I didn't know that I was on mute.
Oh.
You could have went with it. You could have been like, yes, did you read my lips?
And you should have been like, I like to Vogue.
Matcha. I want some matcha.
Yo, man. Like,
I love matcha.
Like,
Matcha.
I'm matcha friend anymore.
Ah!
Oh no.
This is what happens at 7:11 p.m. Look at my eyes. I look so tired. And old.
Me too.
7-Eleven. Oh, I get it.
So
it's
tired.
7-Eleven.
I look so tired.
I'm tired. I am tired.
So funny. You guys have kids. I don't have kids, but I fell asleep in my chair earlier. Like I was working or like trying to like upload something, and next thing I know, my phone like went off, and I was just like, I fell asleep. You ever do that?
No,
Sean's like, yep. Maria's like, no.
I have no problem sleeping at night.
Mm-hmm.
But during the day, even if I'm exhausted, I have a really hard time falling asleep. If I fall asleep, you might want to take me to the hospital because I might die soon.
Oh, snap.
Because it's like I have to be like super, super sick, not just like a normal people sick, like sick if I fall asleep during the day. I don't know. No, seriously, it's like something with to do with the, like, what if it's dark, I'm out. Like during the wintertime when it gets like dark at like 5 p.m., I could go to sleep at 5 p.m. Easy.
Yeah. I have these random moments of like falling asleep and I don't know I'm falling asleep.
Are you narcoleptic?
I hope not.
Hope not.
Just reminds me of that movie Rat Race.
I've never seen that, and you have. This is a moment. That's going on the wall. No, I was kidding.
I made history, guys.
Oh yeah, I don't watch TV anymore. Everything I've seen was like from 1990 something.
I'm actually watching the things that like you guys recommend to me because I didn't have access to these things growing up. Like not all the things. Like people be like, oh, you watch like the Breakfast Club? What is it called?
Breakfast Club. I wasn't allowed to watch anything either. I wasn't allowed to watch anything. I wasn't even allowed to watch MTV. Remember when MTV first started? I wasn't allowed to watch it.
I never had it until I was in high school. Like I remember people used to tell me like, yo, you see the music video for the new Puffy song? And I was like, first of all, who's Puff Daddy?
Puffy?
And who's Puffy? And what's a music video? Yeah. And then when I found out that they made videos for songs, I was like, get out. Like you have to understand, like I was still sitting there with the little like cassette trying to like record. Yeah, like my parents like were like nice enough to get me like a Sony like disc player.
Yeah,
it was like black and like neon green.
CD player.
I never had one of those. I wasn't even cool enough for that. I did buy a Walkman, but I never had like a portable disc player. I wasn't that cool.
What'd you have, Sean? What were you?
Well, the first time I ever smoked marijuana was because I was
all of your. Go ahead.
Sean's like, guys.
I had a Walkman, and my mom took it away from me, and
but she didn't take away the marijuana.
No. I found the marijuana in her room.
Give me the freaking Walkman.
I found the marijuana in her room with a bong while I was looking for my Walkman that she had taken away from me.
Interesting.
And so I was like, I found this bag of weed with a bong, and somehow I knew exactly what to do with it.
That's what I was going to say. How did you know? Because I would not have known. I wouldn't know now how to use a bong.
I think it was because
how to use it like 2 years ago.
Wouldn't even know now. I would have zero idea.
No, it was because I saw the charred like in the bowl, and so I don't know. It just made sense.
You're like
to
scientifically.
Yeah, it just made sense to me, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe you light it and smoke it, and I did, and got high, and rode my skateboard straight down the hill.
And then you played hacky sack.
No.
Oh, I was just feeling
that didn't happen till later in life.
Oh, okay.
Hacky sack.
Well, the kids that rode skateboards where I grew up, they also played hacky sack. So I was just stereotyping a little bit, but
sounds great.
My daughter was like, she's like, you've got a lot of stories.
And they all start with, I was smoking a bong. This one time when I smoked pot. Hey guys, this one time I was high and
hey, look.
That's why we love you.
The funny thing is, like, wasn't like most of people's stories like that, like in the 60s, 70s?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're just vintage.
Yeah, I'm you know what? If I think I should have been in the 60s because that would have been perfect for the 60s.
Yeah.
I probably would have died though. I probably would have OD'd. I probably would have OD'd.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
I'm grateful to have. Yeah, I'm grateful to meet you and have you here now.
I mean, seriously though, I think your stories. Well, first of all, a lot of your stories are hilarious, but a lot of them are super impactful to people who are kind of going through that addiction side of things and realizing there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
So.
All right.
All right.
Well, all right.
I don't know what to say following that, but
no, I think it's totally true. Like a lot of his show, like when I first heard about Sean, I was just like, wait, he what? Like in my knowledge of people that have had experiences like you where you've been in jail or been addicted to meth, out of all those things, I was just like, I never heard of someone living a life where they made a conscious decision to change. You know what I mean? Usually you get that, I hate using this word now because like everybody uses this word, but whatever. It's like this narrative of once you're there, you're stuck. You know what I mean? There's no journey. You don't hear anything about healing. You don't hear, what I'm trying to share my story to help others. You don't hear any of that. You just hear the bad. You know what I mean? So you're the first person where I'm hearing like, hey, you can make a conscious decision to change and to not only do that, but now use that to connect to other people that are already doing that. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So that was so huge to me.
Yeah. See, you are caring. You're a caring person. You're a caring guy. You said you weren't a people pleaser, which I think that's going on the other side, but you're a caring guy.
No, yeah, I care about stuff. I care about people and helping and
my dog.
And my dog, yeah.
Oh, my camera just got blurry.
And my daughter,
Yes.
And now the new one, and the new addition to my life, that one. And so yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I give up.
Yeah, me too.
Not about your story now. Oh, see, when I gave up, it fixed it.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think, it's just interesting to hear your story, and I'm looking forward to hearing more. Like, and also with your show, it's like I'm hearing other people. You know what I mean? It's like this whole community that existed that I had no idea about. You know what I mean? And I think that's just like an amazing thing. Like from like my perspective, I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah, I gotta release something here pretty soon. I haven't done anything this month. I was gonna do
taking a sabbatical. It's a sabbatical.
Well, I was gonna do an update. You know what I mean? Yes. Do like a 5 or 10 minute update and just say, hey, look, this is what's going on, and blah 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 blah. A lot of you probably, if you're following the podcast, you're not as up to date on as the people who are following the live stream, because the live stream has way more. You know what I mean? It hasn't caught up yet, and so
that's true.
I'll have to do a little bit of backstory and explain.
Give them some cliffhangers to where they have to go check out your live streams to be like, I don't want to give too much away, but you all blah 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 blah, and leave a cliffhanger, because we have to find out what happened if you leave a cliffhanger.
Indubitably.
That's what I would do.
That's what she would do.
That's what I would do.
That's what she would do.
I would.
That's what she would do. That's what she would do. You don't understand, like, I'll be here like making up songs. Like,
I do it all the time.
All day. It's ridiculous.
No, I do. See, and that's the thing. If you ever move this way, that's what we're going to do. I will recreate my 5th grade fake band that I had, and we made fake music videos, and we made fake choreography, and we did all kinds of things, and we were fake famous.
Maybe it's good that I don't live near you, because I would probably be like, yo, are you in a meeting? Yo, check this dance out. Like, what do you think?
That would be that is literally my entire existence, and all my kids, they either do, they all do it a little bit. But when they're not doing it, it's like they turn into this other person where they judge me for doing it. I'm like, but earlier you were just, but wait a second,
like, weren't you just doing the dishwasher
they're
dance?
Like,
don't act all
do.
high and mighty.
That's how that goes. They're always like, why are you so weird? Like, this is just how I've always been. I have been this person forever.
Same here.
So it's just how it is. And that's kind of the beauty of deciding that I don't care what people think as far as this goes. I'm still I'm a recovering, like a false wagon people pleaser, but on that level of things where it's like, you shouldn't do that because you're a business owner. You shouldn't do that because you have kids. You shouldn't do that. I'm like, why?
There was a book I read on people pleasing, literally. A friend recommended it to me, and I was like, what? Don't
you think though sometimes that's almost a personality trait that can get unhealthy, just like anything? Like, having a glass of wine, nothing wrong with. Drinking 5 bottles a day, that might be a problem. Kind of the same thing, like wanting to make somebody happy, not a problem, but changing your entire existence to make somebody happy, that's a problem. I think it's like the idea in excess. You know what I mean?
That's what my issue was. It was kind of silencing my own sense of self in order to belong. That's where I'm healing from.
Yeah.
And I've done it for a very long time and just kind of realized it. So now I'm like in recovery. That's what I was like.
Exactly. But so now let me ask you this question, because I know this is where I'm at now. Do you sometimes kind of get, I guess, hyper aware of your actions though? Like, wait a minute, am I doing this again? Am I people pleasing again? Am I doing this as a really want to, or am I people pleasing again? Because I do that.
Exactly. Oh,
because I'm so afraid of going back there.
It's called Anxious to Please, 7 revolutionary practices for the chronically, wait, details. 7 revolutionary practices for the chronically nice. Yeah, it's like, I have moments where it's just like, I do something, say, nice for someone, and I'm just like, I have to go through like, almost like a checklist.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, did I subtract a piece of myself to accommodate? Did I, it's like, I'm still trying to understand, like, if what I'm doing is okay. Like,
no, I get it.
Because it's like, I'm learning who I am, because this is like the version that has always been there, but because I've been subtracting so much of it, it's like now when these little versions of me come back, I'm like, oh, okay. And then it's like, if I do something nice, I'm just like, okay, is this all right behavior? Like, it's really interesting. I have to say, it's really interesting.
It sounds interesting, but I have to say that I'm quite the opposite that way as well. I do it in a way to where instead of asking, am I doing things to please people, I'm like, am I doing this? Am I manipulating a situation, or am I, you know what I mean? Because it's like it was so second nature for me to manipulate situations in the past that sometimes, like, I really have to catch myself and double check. Okay, why are you doing this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
And are you doing? I don't know. Just are you being deceitful? Are you trying to manipulate the situation to benefit you? All those things.
Interesting.
Well,
at least I guess you're asking.
That's what I was going to say.
Yourself. Yeah. Go ahead, Maria.
No, go ahead. I was getting ready to say the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least you're like checking in with yourself to connect with your intention to see what that feeling is, because I think it's when you don't check in, that's when you can kind of lose the essence of your healing in a sense. You know what I mean? Because how do you know if you've changed? Oh, you check in. You know what I mean? You check, like, am I doing this to get this from somebody, or am I doing this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the good part. And it shows that you're on that journey of healing, or you are healed. Like, that's huge.
And I think that shows that there's kind of two sides to this, just like with a lot of things. And I think it really comes back to the aspect, is it a healthy level of whatever? Is it a healthy level? Because, whether it's, just trying to make people happy, or, on one end or the other, that you don't care they're happy, or that, you're doing everything to make them happy, it doesn't matter. Unhealthy is unhealthy. And, it could be said for, if you've got somebody that, over exercises, or, whatever, exercise is good. But if you're the person that's over exercising to an unhealthy level, or, eating healthy is great, but if you're hyper focusing and, cutting it, that's also unhealthy. And I think that just like shows us that there's that middle ground, that gray area on things, that there's healthy levels of things. And we have to look at that and say, okay, well, what is healthy for me? And really just try to stay in that kind of that zone. And we all have our things that we've struggled with in the past. And I know I had a therapist tell me that my people pleasing was trauma response, was PTSD response, because I was diagnosed with PTSD, which that was a really terrible day, actually, when I got that, because I didn't want to label anything. You know what I mean? I don't like label. You know how I am with that kind of stuff anyway. But I was like, no. But I had a therapist tell me that was one of the responses. And I think a lot of the ways and the reasons that we get into these unhealthy levels and we're not in the right zone is because of things we've experienced in the past. That's kind of pushed us out of the healthy level of whatever it is into an unhealthy level. And that can be on either side, right?
Heck yeah. Wow. Yeah, the labeling is what frightens me a little bit too. But the labeling, depending on what it is that you're labeling, it kind of helps, because then you kind of know what frequency to operate out of for that healing. It's like, okay, this is what's going on. This is what you have. Okay, this is what helps in this situation. Like, I guess it can be an aid, but at the same time, I get the other side where it's like, oh, I don't want to be labeled, because then you take on what you say you are or have, and then you operate out of that. You know what I mean?
Yep. I didn't want to use it as a crutch. And plus, to me, I guess I was uneducated in the area that, like, I thought all PTSD was military related for the longest time. I never even tried.
Oh yeah, it's all over the place.
It is all over the place. And I guess part of me knew that, but I can remember arguing with him, going, I'm not the one with PTSD. My husband's the one with PTSD. He was the one in the military. I'm not in the military. And I argued with him. I did. It wasn't pretty therapy sessions with Maria. I just gonna say that. I was not. Yeah, I wasn't good. But yeah,
I think PTSD is that anxious feeling that you get. Like, for me, it would like.
I think you said it right there, that anxious feeling you get. And I'm like,
yeah, you know what I mean? It's almost like it's just it's when the situation arises, or that feeling comes over you, and you just get super anxious, and it's like, oh man, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just I know what it is.
Yeah. Just hard to verbalize it.
I mean, because I think it's probably different for everybody, but I mean, I had it a little bit when I went to a Raider game once, and there was so many people like just bumping into me, and it was you could tell there was a bunch of people that were drunk too, and so it was just had that it brought me back to being in prison and in that environment to where it's like, you don't know, like at any moment something could jump off, right? Somebody drunk could bump into somebody else that was drunk, and then just something, boom, just like that. And a lot of times that's what it's like in prison, where you're on heightened alert all the time. And that's what causes a PTSD, being on heightened alert, and that the same thing for like people, abused women, they get on that heightened alert when their abuser comes around, because they don't, you know what I mean? They don't know if what they're going to do is going to set them off and cause them to get smacked or something,
I think that makes total sense. That's when I learned that PTSD, like, because I was like you, Maria, where I thought it was something that was just military related, or people that have fought or something like that. That's where I thought it was, until I had a concussion. I was going through PTSD from my fall and the reasons why that happened. And I was like, holy crap, like I didn't know that somebody could actually go through this that hasn't been to war or something like that. And just, that's exactly what I felt, Sean. It's like, I think it's literally that anxious feeling that you're aware that you feel like this feeling is associated to something that happened in my past. Mm-hmm. So I am uncomfortable because I think it's going to happen again, whatever it is, whether it's something you think somebody's going to yell at you, you think somebody is going to hurt you, you think you're in danger, like whatever that is, that's your PTSD. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing, like more of us should be aware of what that means to us so that we can work towards healing from that, mm-hmm. to be like, you know what, maybe if I'm in a situation and I have to, I feel like I have to flinch every time, probably not the situation for me. Or probably something that I need to work on, or probably an environment I need to move myself away from. You know what I mean? So it's a very interesting thing. And, as far as PTSD goes, because definitely was like you, Maria, I did not think it was something that even I could experience. And I go through, like, sometimes I'll talk to Natasha. I'm like, oh my God, like this is something that reminds me of X or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am not, like, you have to consciously realize you're not in that past moment. This is a different situation. It may feel like it, but you're not in that moment. And I think maybe it's just like something we learned and our minds and bodies are trying to protect us. But it's a red alert. It's something that we need to address.
I know I caused PTSD in my dog from being from being yelling a lot, in my last relationship, and being like all that. So whenever my voice goes up a couple of octaves, he'll just dart.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's like, oh, so that was another reason why I stopped being that way too. It's just like, damn, I like my little boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I traumatized him.
Oh. Nah, it's all right. I think through time, that's the only thing that can heal.
No, I agree with that. And I mean, it does take time. And, I don't know. I guess I can't say that you never 100% heal, because I don't know that I've been like, my therapy for a lot of this stuff is still fairly fresh. I started going to therapy in 2019, mm-hmm. But there's still situations now that make me uncomfortable, and I just have to kind of vocalize those to say, okay, I'm not comfortable with this situation right now, even though I know logically that I'm safe and I'm okay, and I know that I can make my own decisions, or whatever at this point in time in my life. There's still like Sean was saying earlier, you get that feeling for me, it was, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to get away from this. I need to get away from this. It was kind of that it was not the fight response, I would do the flight. Like I'm out of here. I'm not doing
right.
This. And I fight myself on that now, and I have to kind of go through the steps, that kind of I was brought into just with my therapist. Ask myself, okay, well, number one, do I actually feel safe right now? Do I feel okay and safe right now? That's number one. And if the answer is yes, then I can go. Obviously, if it's no, then I'm fine with flighting away. But assuming that it's yes, then I kind of go to the next step to say, okay, well, what is making me feel like this? What is it that, either reminds me of something or whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's nothing much. Sometimes it can be something little, like Sean, you mentioned, like a raised voice or a certain tone, or even a phrase that was used, but at this time is not used poorly. It can make that feeling of, and I have to kind of go through the steps and ask myself. And I don't know that ever goes away. I'm hoping that goes away. I know it's gotten better, but I don't know that it ever 100% goes away, because when you've been used to living like in a situation like that, you get used to walking on eggshells. And when you decide you're not walking on eggshells anymore, and that's not the life for you, you're left with kind of this uncertainty of, okay, what is the life at this point?
That's
and
really
you kind of
good
have to go
insight
through.
there.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said,
you learn to live with it.
You do. Well, and I should have gone to therapy years ago. I'll be honest.
It's all good.
I avoided therapy though. I did. I avoided therapy. I thought, what good? And I can remember saying this to people, and they would tell me I needed to go see a therapist. And I'm like, what good is it going to do to talk about something I don't want to talk about over and over and over? I didn't see the point. I thought that was a useless waste of time. And I honestly, in my mind at the time, thought it would be more traumatic. It wasn't like I thought it would be, but I thought it would be. And I think a lot of people end up in that place.
I was hearing that some resist therapy because they know consciously that there's something that they have to change. Like they know that when they walk into that room, whatever they're doing, they're gonna have to change.
Yep.
And it puts a lot of pressure on someone where it's like, I've been like this for X years. You some person that just met me is going to tell me I need to stop doing something, but I've always done that. Like, are you kidding me? Who the hell are you to come tell me that I need to change X, Y, and Z? And I understand that. But from experience, getting a therapist to me was one of the most beneficial things that I've ever did for me. Because sometimes when you're in that avenue of operating out of people pleasing or whatever it is, like you're manipulating or whatever it is, and you see that you're, instead of bringing people together, you're pushing people away, and you're not feeling good and wholehearted in yourself. When you go to a therapist, look, those cards are getting handed to you. Like, look, this is what I see. This is what I see, and this is what I see. And yes, you do have to make a conscious decision to be like, damn, I don't want to be that. Is that what I'm putting out? Is that the energy that I'm putting out? Because let me tell you, like, one of the greatest things, actually, I think I heard this in your podcast, Maria.
Oh, tell me what's that?
Yeah, this is telling you something I heard in your show. You're like, what is it? Sometimes you need someone to look at you that's not connected to you in any way. You need somebody to look at you from the outside perspective, because there's a lot of things that could be going on and you don't even see it because you can't watch you. Like we have, I think, Sean and you as well, Maria, like I feel like we all have a general idea or we're starting to embark on this journey where we're aware of self. We're on that journey. We're aware of self, right? But the thing is, there's only so much we could see. So when we get a therapist or a coach or somebody to help us, it's like, damn, like you have somebody else to be like, you know what? You said you're going to do this yesterday, or you said you were going to stop doing this, and now it's like, but you really didn't. Like you touched the surface, but you really didn't. Because I've been there. I've been there where I'm like, yo, I'm fine. Everything's good. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And then somebody's like, but you didn't really do the task. You went around it. It. So it's so beneficial to seek therapy. Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to find the person that's best for you. You have to find the person that's best for you.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Some people think Yeah, they think like, oh, I'll just go to just pick anyone, whoever my insurance covers or whoever I see online. This one's got a free. You can't. It's not that. You got to search for them like a friend. You got to search for them like a friend.
Yeah, and
like a podcast.
You gotta search for them like a podcast. Like some people be like, "Oh, I love this podcast. Why? Oh, I like their voice. All right, whatever."
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Yeah, you have to make sure and don't be afraid, because I know the first therapist I went to didn't go well, but I thought this is the way that therapy's supposed to be, and I know after I got my second one, I was like, oh, that's not how therapy was supposed to go. And it took kind of a really bad suggestion from this therapist for me to go, that's messed up. And
they're like, stop eating carbs.
Yeah,
just stop eating carbs.
That's not happening. That's not happening. I love rice. Love rice. So anyway, love rice.
Yes.
So that's where, I'm fine with giving up most carbs, but rice is not happening, my friend. So it's just, I don't know. Seriously though, I mean, if try a few out, don't just pick one, try a few, because especially if you're not somebody who's been to therapy in the past, go to a few.
Yes.
Because, you're not going to know what's right for you. But if you go to 2 or 3 and try those out, then you might be like, okay, well, therapist B feels me. But also don't try to cheat the system to say, well, this one agrees with everything I say.
That's not good either.
No, they don't have to agree with everything you say, but actually it's better if they don't. But
right.
Because I've had my therapist go, and why are you doing that? And I'm like, yeah.
That's funny.
How about we don't? Okay.
That's how I choose mine. I just go and I look through the thing, and if they've got the picture. And
that's what I was gonna say.
It's a hot chick. Yeah, I'll go.
Let me tell you my problems, baby girl.
Yeah. So, where my strip club pants, and where's the couch?
This explains a lot. I'm picking your next therapist.
You don't have a couch?
Your therapist is gonna be an old guy.
No, I was gonna say an old lady.
We're gonna go all the way to old guy, because because if it's anybody, you're not gonna tell if you're like, oh, are they gonna like me? You're not going to tell your deepest, darkest secrets. You're going to go there like you got all your shit together, because you're trying to work other angles on that. So
I think Sean would benefit from a sweet old lady that carries butterscotch in her pocket.
Butterscotch. Here's a candy.
You did good today. You're healed. You didn't say the F word. You want a butterscotch candy?
I feel like we're beyond that, Stacey. I feel like we're beyond that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we're beyond that.
Oh God.
So right. Stacey's giving you butterscotch, but I'm not.
No,
she's get him like this militant dude that's 7'1".
I was thinking like an old guy, because I still feel, that Sean needs a little bit of a soft edge, but not quite butterscotch old lady soft edge. That's too mushy.
Gotcha.
Feel like you need the old man that doesn't want you stepping on his yard. Maybe that version. Not quite military, but not butterscotch. Somewhere in the middle. That's get off my lawn, get off my yard.
Disrespect.
No.
Are you kidding me?
No.
He goes up there with the scissors, on his lawn. He's like, are you kidding me?
Exactly. That's where we're at. So not quite military. So we're in the in between zone between butterscotch and
touch
military.
Of OCD.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's what we need. So, yeah.
Oh snap! Oh man, you guys are just giving me a voice to work on.
Well, okay. I have been imagining us trying out different therapists and stuff in a commercial. I have all these ideas of things that I think we should do, but then we never do.
Can we have a therapist on?
Lord, we can. I know one I can ask, because she's dating a friend of mine. Actually, he was on my show, Dr. TJ. She's dating him. Her name's I don't know if she wants me giving her a real name. I don't know. Anyway, he's dating her, and she's a therapist. And the first time I ever met her, I was like, well, this is going to be a fun night for you. I'm very popular with therapists. They're usually like, oh
my God. What's it like if you hang out with somebody that knows your therapist?
I don't know.
Knows your therapist. Like,
But
what's that like?
I don't know, but I do wonder, like, when I meet therapists, if they're like see dollar signs like all over me, like I'm just like a walking money bag. They're like, this chick, she's retirement. She's my retirement. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
that's what I imagined in my mind.
Oh, that sucks.
No, yeah. I'm like, you're just scraping the surface of this. It's like I hide my pain with humor and
oh my God, I do
sarcasm. So.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it is.
They're like, oh my God, I will make a killing on this broad right here. Oh, she is so messed up.
Yeah,
I could see it right now. Hold on. I'm like 4 years minimum. 4 years minimum. That's how screwed up she is.
I would say lifetime. She's a lifer. She's a lifer.
You know what, baby? I had a young lady walk in, and guess who's going to college? You guys. Guess who beautiful she is?
Pretty much. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my I actually miss my therapist. Very nice older guy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say older lady that give me butterscotch.
No. I prefer to talk to men. Prefer to talk to men that are not from a similar background as I am. Because that's the thing. I don't want anyone to look at my behavior and just like, yes, me. You know what I mean? I want somebody to really take a look and analyze, and I want somebody with like a clear outside perspective. Like, I don't want you to know too much about my culture. Like, I want you to really be on the outside.
Yeah.
I receive messages delivered better that way, because I think part of my trauma is from my childhood. So if you look like or sound like, I feel like unconsciously, I'm going to resist information. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm not going to tell everything because you look like, sound like that's just my thing. Like, that's why I'm like, okay, I need somebody that looks nothing like anyone I know. Maria's comments.
I'm just trying to imagine who would look like nobody you know. You said nobody I know.
Yeah, like,
so I'm going through a repertoire of what that person would look like. Don't like, unless you don't know that many people.
I don't.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Love this convo. This is great. You guys are really swell.
Upbeat. I love that swagger. That swagger.
All right. So on that note, I don't even know where to go from here. What is happening?
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I'm exhausted. I really am exhausted.
You know what happened? I came back from the airport, got home around 9:30 or 8:39, something like that. I don't know. It was time for me to go to sleep, so I had to be up at 3:30. And I could have swore I turned my alarm on, and I guess I didn't. And I woke up like very, very late. I'm just like, well, guess I'm not going in today.
You woke
One
up
of those
late.
Nice.
Oh, I hear you. I've been there.
Well, because if I would have gone in, I would have been sitting in like 2 or 3 hours of traffic, because it starts to, the later it gets, the heavier it gets. So I was like, nope, not doing it.
Not doing traffic. Too bad you can't work from home. You can't do that with construction.
Yeah,
no. All right, Harry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think that'd be funny if you asked, "Hey, can I work from home today?"
Oh my God. They'll be like, so don't come in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it depends on it depends on if they have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, most construction guys don't have too much of a sense of humor. Some do, but most of them are. We're all angry because we're doing a job we don't want to do.
I feel you. I don't know. Some people like construction.
Yeah,
I like to work with their hands.
Yeah, that's what they say, but
I don't know. Story I've been told.
Unless it's their construction company and they're working for themselves, actually electricians they got it good.
So do you like, what type of construction do you do?
I do mechanical mechanical insulation.
Apparently. Do we have a class clown? Miss Price, do you have something you want to share with the class?
No, I do not.
Would you like to cue the rest of us in?
No.
It happened when I said electricians.
She thinks electricians are funny. Some people think they're sexy. She thinks funny. Now she's gonna die.
I'm fine, guys. You ever like drink something and then you think there's more in there than you think, and never mind.
And you swallow your own spit.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was just
like, this is gonna be so refreshing.
But, yeah, great. So my brother happens to be an electrician / painter / the usual slashes. Yeah, the usual slashes.
Yeah.
So I know a lot about electrical work. I know of it. I've never done it because I never want to get electrocuted.
That's probably a good plan.
Well, it's actually a really good trade. And the reason why it's a really good trade is you're not having to deal with a whole lot of heavy lifting. And I mean, there are some aspects of it where you do probably if you're working on the underground installation of stuff, but most of it is from what I see on a job site. I mean, they've got a pretty cake deal, right? You're just twisting wires and putting things and screwdrivers and stuff like that.
That's what scares me. You don't know if it's a lie. Like, you got to do the test to make sure it's not like live, but then like what if something weird happens and you're like, oh shoot, with
household, it's not going to be super, like if it's like residential or building or anything like that, it's not going to be super bad. It's when you start to get into like high lines, like transmission distribution side of things, is where you're going to really have all the big risk.
Yeah, that's like the what are the linemen and stuff like that.
That's what my husband does. Yeah, my dad, and then my grandpa also have literally lived this entire life, so I can quote it, and it's really boring, so I don't want to.
Okay, so don't. And yeah, and so the great thing about being an electrician is that like if you're a union one, they make great money. They're like at the top. I think the only one the only one higher than them are what else things called elevator people repairing.
Really?
Yeah,
the elevator people are coming to get you.
Yep, they're the highest paid trade. Union
seriously
trade.
That's crazy.
And they get the electrician gets side work. And so like how many times you got somebody that wants something installed like a
elevator,
an elevator, like an outlet or something like that.
I might want an elevator. I don't know. I don't, but I might.
If you had a 2-story house, one of those old
yes,
people chairs
that like goes up the wall, the stairs. Oh my God, I wanted one of those as a kid. I don't remember what movie I used to watch.
That commercial. Yeah. The lady's going
to commercial. Oh my God,
yeah, hold on.
Like, I want one of those. I always wanted one of those. I don't know what they're called, but that's my old lady goals. Like when I get feeble, that's what I want. I want one of those to be like just
When
so
you
I can.
get people, Jesus Christ.
Remember
my plan.
Gremlins? Remember that movie Gremlins?
I have okay. I don't know that you know this. I don't know that you know this, but I don't watch horror movies, and I also don't say horror movies because if you listen to me say it, that's why. Yeah, Stacey makes fun of me because of how I say them. But anyway, I don't watch horror movies, so I don't like them. I know of Gremlins, and I've seen like the previews.
So, in Gremlins, there's a part in there where the old lady, she has one of these things, right? And you know, the gremlin, the cute one turns into Stripe, and he goes in there and he tweaks with the wires, and it goes and it shoots her out of the window.
I don't like. That's why I don't watch those movies. That poor old lady. She just wanted to go upstairs.
Gremlins is actually a good movie.
No, I don't watch movies like that.
I'm trying to find you a video.
A Mogwai.
Better not be
I'm trying to find you a video.
I don't want to watch.
Yeah, Mogwai. Yo, you know I still have a
Mogwai.
Furby.
No, I remember my family watching that, and I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I can't watch stuff like that. I can't watch stuff like that. I don't like scary movies.
With Gremlins? They're not scary.
It's gross and it gross. I don't like it.
All right, they were gross.
So fun.
Okay.
They were pretty gross.
Merry Glide. I'm trying to find the video.
And it's not like blood. I love Surgery Channel. I just don't like let's chop people up.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, yes, it does.
Channel.
One is surgery, one is medically based, and I'm very interested in the body. The other is, hey, let's hack people up and sit and watch a movie about it, which is kind of demented if you think about it.
You know what? You wouldn't know it's hard to watch. Remember when they were the ISIS thing videos were going around?
I don't want to.
We're going around, and it was showing them beheading some like people. That was a trip. I would
signal to me when it's safe. I don't want to hear.
Yeah, that's not cool to watch.
Nature. I don't want to hear this.
Hold on, I'm gonna help you guys out. Don't worry.
You're gonna play one.
It's good. I can do this.
No, it's a Mariglide.
Oh, a Mariglide. Steer lift.
Oh, there you go. Look
I
at
need
the
that.
Mariglide.
Hopefully my kids are watching right now. This is what I want when I get feeble.
Grandma, you don't go too fast, Grandma.
She had to go upstairs to get her butterscotch.
She'd get her butterscotch buttons.
Yeah. Butterscotch that tasted like purslint and perfume.
Oh my god.
Actually, you know what? But the butterscotches were my favorite growing up.
Really? I stopped eating it because I choked on one. This is not working.
I'm sorry.
You don't have it's your connection.
Sick and tired of this.
Hi, Michelle. You missed out on a train wreck. You're welcome.
Michelle? Hey, Michelle. Hey,
Michelle.
Hey.
Michelle, we're trying to get Maria
a stair lift.
Trying to get her an Ameriglide.
I'm starting a GoFundMe page to be able to buy.
GoFundMe. I'm going
to be able to buy my Ameriglide stair lift for when I'm feeble. This is my plan. So
I'd love to help you do the video for it.
Yeah.
do the video for your asking for people.
That could be you, Maria, in a couple.
It could be.
Look how happy she is.
She is happy. She's like, I love butterscotch. You can see it. I love it. Butterscotch. Look, the handles are leather.
Yo, this thing is $2,000.
I'm coming up
That's
here.
It's actually not that bad, really.
Yeah. I think it's a great invention.
I think it's great. I think it's perfect. Oh, there's a button.
You could summon it.
I could. It'd even be better if you could like pair it with like, if there's
a little seatbelt.
That's so you don't fall down the stairs. That's genius right there. But what if your hands have arthritis in them? I feel like it should be voice activated, like seatbelt fasten.
Yeah. Oh my God. In the future it will be.
Yeah. Except for like, then what if like the computers go rogue and take over the house, and then it ends up like your Gremlin story because you all are demented and watch bad movies.
Just imagine if that thing would shot you up like 15 miles an hour.
That'd be sad. That would be so sad.
Yo, her hair is done. Do you see her hair?
Oh,
she is not
Michelle,
playing around.
Michelle said that I play an old woman well. I think she's talking about, I used to be in this church, like youth thing that we did for the kids. And we used to put on skits. So I acted in skits. And I have pictures somewhere on my Facebook of me in a gray wig. I was an old lady. I did in the gray wig. I sent those to you.
Yeah, you were like, yo, I used to dress up and like
I'm an old lady.
Yeah, as an old lady and like
so is that kind of
costumes. I was like, really? And you're like, yeah, I got proof, and you sent it to me.
Perfect. Yeah, me and my sister playing the old ladies. Oh yeah, and me and Laura playing old ladies and dancing. Well, to all the things actually.
I can see you dancing.
Good times.
Yeah,
good times. Good times.
God,
well,
it's 8 o'clock.
It is.
I've got a hard
and embarrassing my kiddos
at 5 p.m.
Well, you're late. Too late. You're late.
Well, 5:01
p.m.
I got a nice one.
Yes, big old lady booties. I need to find those pictures. I actually have a video somewhere of dancing at Jalen's, my oldest daughter's 16th birthday party. We embarrassed her. We came out. We're dressed like old ladies with stuffed boobs and stuffed butts, and we were dancing to apple bottom jeans. Me and my sister. It's good times. Oh my
god. Well, on that note, guys.
All right.
It's myself, Maria Daniels, and Sean Dustin with another amazing random episode, an impromptu episode of Spontaneity.
That's our tagline now. Random. Yeah. We are random.
Random.
And that's what makes life great.
Absolutely.
The unplanned
anything with randoms is great.
Yeah. Well, okay, never mind. Guys, tune in next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. We'll be back again for another amazing episode of Spontaneity. Over and out.
Goodbye.
Bye.